Here already. Naku, ang ganda-ganda niya. Okay. So, I think we better start na, no? Kasi I know Christy, it's evening
Hello,
time in there. Hi!
hi
Excited.
Jennifer and Wendell. It's nice to see you.
Good to
Yeah.
see you, Christy.
Understand Tagalog now?
Kanti
Uh-huh.
lang. My nose bleeds.
Yeah, I wonder if you're able to understand Jennifer.
Uh,
Uh,
so
no,
difficult.
she's a woman. I can never understand a woman.
That makes sense.
And that's an American joke.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. So, honey, would you do the ano?
Okay, yeah, let's start. And then I'm going to cut out, but thank God for Christy and her husband. Let's just pray. Lord God, we commit this VA seminar to you. May you just guide and direct Christy to the right words and everything. She would inspire her fellow Filipinos, and that they too, Father, would know you as Lord and Savior, but also get a job in VA, be able to stay home in their houses, take care of their children and their family and their husbands. God, you're so gracious and merciful. Protect the connections, God. Let it just stay connected to every person online, and may you speak to every person. And thank you for Christy and her husband. Continue to bless them. Father, we praise you in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, Jen,
Amen.
I'll take it. Good to you. Good to see you, Christy.
Good to see you, Wendell. Hope to see you soon.
Oh, I hope so too, sweetie. Bye-bye.
Yeah, we're
Bye.
to going back. Ayan. Hopefully. Ayan. So, yes everyone, welcome. Welcome actually, no. It's been quite a while since I think it's been 2 years when I saw Christy. So let me first introduce you, of course, to our special guest. Her name is Christy Yoder. Yeah. The inspiring founder and CEO of not just one, but two agencies, Smart VAs and Meet Five-Star VAs. So both are successful virtual assistant agency, which is empowering VAs from Philippines, Venezuela, Africa, and India to work with global clients. And grabe, she is also the host, CEO, and founder of Master Delegator Podcast, the Lazy Entrepreneur Podcast. Ay nako, talagang naano ako. Christy is not only a successful entrepreneur, podcast host, and digital marketing expert, but she also began her journey as a freelance VA, just like many of us, no? Through hard work, faith, and vision, she scaled her solo VA career into full service agency serving clients worldwide. Then, so, the thing is, I had the privilege of meeting Christy during my visit to the USA when I attended the Northgate Church in Sunbury, Ohio. Grabe siya. She's so passionate, no? She has the passion for helping others succeed as well. So both in her business life and in her business and in her life. So yung kanyang energy is so contagious. Kaya sabi ko, what is in this woman? Sabi ko, I am driven to her, no? I'm so inspired by her. So, let's all get ready to be inspired by her story. We can gain real insights and take our own VA journey to the next level. So, without further ado, I would like to welcome, no, our lovely, inspiring. Grabe, I was reading her, her life story in her website, christyoder.com. Sabi ko, meron kaming certain connection because her father was in Saudi Arabia for how many years? Ah, it's been,
Right.
how many years he was there?
Well, 12 years.
Wow.
I'm not sure if you saw yung interview ko sa 700 Club Asia. So
Ay,
that
could you share that to us? I will be
yeah,
excited to.
I will share it to you.
Yeah.
Last year pinalabas nila pero I think 5 or 4 episodes yata
Mm-hmm.
yun. So gusto mo
Oh,
ako mas makilala, panoorin mo yung testimony ko sa 700 Club.
well, actually, no, kanina nung I saw the website, sabi ko, these women, sabi ko, no wonder why she rose from so where you are right now. It's like because of the things that you have experienced before, I believe, no? So every one of us, we are being tested, but sometimes, and more often, it becomes our testimony. Ayan. That's why I'm so happy, Christy. Thank you so much for gracing this time, and welcome to our From Zero to VA Hero family. So I'm giving the ball to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jen. In fairness, updated ka sa aking buhay. You did your assignment. Thank you. Nakakabilib. And it's also inspiring to see how you built this community. Actually, I'm not expecting to have about 40 attendees today. I thought there's only going to be 5 or 10, but there's so many of you guys. And that means that you are really able to build a relationship with them and you're providing value to them kasi hindi naman sila babalik-balik, 'di ba? If you're not giving value to them. So thank you as well, Jennifer, for contributing, your experiences and teaching these people. So I hope na mas makapag-contribute pa ako sa inyong VA journey. And I see some people, they're turning on their camera, so that's good. So I see some people as well who don't have their cameras turned on. If you can, please turn on your camera because I love connecting with people. I love looking at your faces and seeing your reaction when I present. So today it's going to be a mix of maybe presenting my topic to you and storytelling as well. And most of the things that I'm gonna be sharing with you is my real life experiences. So these things that I'm gonna share with you, it's not something na maybe some of them you can Google, because everything now is on Google, right? But my experiences, they're very unique to me. So I hope that you find value in them as well. But I want to know how many of you are virtual assistants already? Just put in the chat box if you're a VA. Just say VA. And then if you're not yet a virtual assistant, type in not yet. So I know who are the people that I'm talking to. Joanna, not yet. Okay, Farrell, not yet. Wow, maraming hindi pa VA. Wow, amazing. Not yet. Wow. There's a lot of you. Wow. Okay. And those who are not yet a virtual assistant, what do you currently do right now? Type it in the chat box again. Full-time mom. Oh, nice. That's what Jennifer said nga. There's a lot of full-time moms here. Currently employed, office setting, accounting. Okay, employed po, legal assistant. Actually, not Nesby, since you're doing accounting, that skill can easily be transferred as a virtual assistant. Employed po, legal assistant. That's also something na you can do as a virtual assistant. Stay-at-home mom and manage rentals. Even this one, managing rentals, that's also something you can do. There's a lot of business owners right now who are looking for Airbnb assistants. Affiliate marketing, that's also something you can do. Different trainings for possible niches, stay-at-home. Okay, upskilling, corporate world, nice, nice. Okay, BPO and want to transition to work from home, job seeker, freelancer, nice. All right, well, thanks for participating. So I'm now going to start. So our topic today is basically how to become a successful virtual assistant because we don't want to become a virtual assistant and not be successful, right? You don't want to quit your job and then mag-virtual assistant kayo and then after a month or two, balik ulit kayo sa corporate world. That's not what we want. We want you to become successful. And to be honest, it's very easy because everything right now is online. And most business owners, they find VAs in the Philippines. So, dyan pa lang meron na kayong advantage as compared to other countries. So, what are we going to talk about today? So, we're going to talk about proper mindset shift because even though some of the things that you're going to do as a virtual assistant is similar to what you're currently doing now, working from home and being independent, it's very different. So you have to have a proper mindset. We're gonna talk about transferable skills, especially to those na hindi pa VA, how to land your first client. I'm gonna share with you my story, and keeping your clients, because it's one thing to have a client, it's another thing, and actually this is the most important thing, keeping your clients. Kasi you don't want to work for them and then after a week or two, they will say na, oh, Joanna, Janela, ayoko na, cancel na ako. Diba? So, that's something that we need to learn as well. And then do's and don'ts, of course. So a little bit of an introduction about me, like what Jennifer said. I'm the founder and CEO of Smart VAs and Meet 5-Star Pro. So actually, we recently rebranded Meet 5-Star VAs to Meet 5-Star Pros, because we want to focus on digital roles, not just virtual assistants. So I'm also a podcast host. I am currently married to this wonderful guy that you see on the screen. His name is James, and I'm also a fur mom to our doggy, Maestro. So we don't have kids yet, but we're working on that. So hopefully, next time na invite ako ni Jennifer, may iba ng picture na nandito. So I'm from the Philippines. I moved from the Philippines to the States in 2019, and now I live in Ohio. But we try our best to visit the Philippines at least once a year, since our team members are in the Philippines. I love to surf, and here in Ohio, very cold kapag winter time. So, and I am a very outgoing person. I'm an extrovert, and I love going outside and meeting with people. So I love to ski and I love to explore different cultures as well. So I started as a virtual assistant in 2018, and now I have my virtual assistant agency with 70 plus team members, mainly from the Philippines, but we have team members in Venezuela, Kenya, Africa, and India as well. So our team is expanding right now. And this year, we're close to 7-figure revenue this year. It's not that it matters, but I just want to show you how big we have grown this year. So let's talk about mindset shift. So ano ba yung mindset shift na yan? If there's anything that will hold us back, that will hold you back from being a successful virtual assistant, is your mindset. In our brain, that's where all thoughts reside, right? Nag-overthink tayo, may anxiety, di ba? Na-overwhelm. Yung war, wala sa mga chismis-chismis sa kapitbahay, wala yan sa kakulitan ng family mo, family problems. Yung war, nasa utak ninyo. Diyan yan nakatambay. That's why it's important to know kung ano ba yung mga dapat yung baguhin sa inyong mindset if you want to become a successful virtual assistant. So let's start with knowing your why. Hold a second. I'm going to reshare my screen. There you go. Let's start with first knowing your why. Ask yourself right now, like some of you, you're not yet a virtual assistant. Some of you have a job. Some of you are a stay-at-home mom. What is your why? Bakit pa talaga gusto nyo maging virtual assistant kung may trabaho naman kayo? Right? Bakit? Bakit nga ba? Dahil ba naisip nyo madali maging virtual assistant? Madali ba maging virtual assistant, Jennifer?
Hindi din.
Diba? Hindi rin. Guys, walang madali sa buhay ngayon. Kahit yung mga tambay, may mga complaints sila sa buhay nila. Diba? Kahit nasa loob ka na ng bahay, may complaints ka, pwedeng mag-create ka ng negative environment. Kasi nothing is easy in life. Diba? So kung iniisip nyo na, mag-VA ako kasi sa bahay lang, Netflix and chill. Diba? Anytime pwede gawin. Ang dami mong client. Yung client mo, ina-expect din na mag-work ka from 8 to 5. Night shift pa. Diba? So know your why. Bakit nga ba gusto mo maging virtual assistant? Ako, nung nagkatrabaho pa ako sa Manila. So I'm not sure if you guys know CCF. It's in Pasig. It's a church. It's called Christ Commission Fellowship. So before ako mag-VA, I was working for them as a technical admin assistant. And then when I was about to get married, I told my husband na mag-resign na ako sa work and then mag-freelance na lang ako. During that time, hindi ko pa alam na virtual assistant pala ako. Kasi usually before, uso na yung mga freelancers na nag-work for other people, pero hindi pa common yung term na virtual assistant. Naging mas common talaga siya nung nag-pandemic na. So I told my husband, I'm gonna quit, I'm gonna be a freelancer. And tinanong niya ako why. Sabi ko, because ayoko mag-start ng family na busy ako. Napupunta ako sa office from 8 to 5. Tapos, alam naman natin kung gaano ka busy, di ba? Kapag mag-work ka for a company, especially if hindi ka work from home. So, sabi ko sa kanya, ayoko maging busy from 8 to 5. Tapos, gigising ka na maaga, alas 6. Tapos, kapag may anak ka na, hindi mo na maasikaso yung anak mo. Di ba? Tapos, ano na lang, iaasa mo na lang sa katulong kung may pera kang pangbayad ng katulong o kaya iaasa mo na lang sa kapatid mo o kaya sa magulang mo kasi usually sa Pilipinas ganun ang nangyayari, 'di ba? Yung nanay mo yung tagabantay ng anak mo, 'di ba? But to me, hindi ko nakikita yung sarili ko na ganun yung gagawin ko kasi gusto ko na ako yung magpalaki sa anak ko. And then kapag uuwi ka naman galing trabaho, pagod ka na rin, wala ka ng time to play with your kids, 'di ba? So that was my why. I told him na I want freedom and flexibility sa buhay ko na I can do whatever I want and I can work whenever I want. So yan talaga yung pinanghawakan ko. So kayo, right now, isulat nyo siguro sa papel kung hindi nyo pa alam kung ano yung why ninyo. What is your why? Bakit nga ba gusto niyo maging virtual assistant? Kasi ang pagiging virtual assistant, it's the same as what it's basically the same as being employed kasi you're still working for clients, right? Hindi siya madali. Yes, it's very good to become a virtual assistant kasi hawak mo yung oras mo, 'di ba? Nasa bahay ka lang and you can be very flexible. Pero hindi siya madali kasi you have to answer to your clients as well. Right? And I hope your why is more than just, oh, gusto ko kasi kumita ng malaki. I hope it's more than that. Of course, money is important kasi we need to pay our bills, 'di ba? Pero if our goal lang is gusto kong kumita ng malaki, magiging greedy kasi tayo eh. 'Di ba? There should be something greater than that na gusto kong kumita ng malaki. 'Di ba? Kasi yung pagkita ng malaki, it will come after your results na nabigay mo sa client mo eh. Right? So, write down your why. And the next is, what are your goals? Okay, may why ka na. Porsigido ka na magiging VA ka. Ano naman yung goal mo? Di ba kasi ako as a person, hindi ako yung isang tao na, okay, mag-quit ako sa job ko, then mag-VA, tapos after a month, aayaw na. Kailangan you persevere. Di ba? Walang quit-quit. Once you make a decision to become a virtual assistant, you have to make sure na tatapusin mo yung journey. You have to make sure na you will really do your best. And kung wala kang goal, kung wala kang plano as a virtual assistant, hindi mo alam kung ano yung mangyayari sa'yo. Wala kang result na makuha. Diba? So, ano yung mga goal na yan? Okay, after 3 months, I want to have at least 3 clients. Diba? And I want to earn this much by that time. And then after 6 months, I want to have this much client. Or gusto kong mag-upskill. Then after a year, gusto ko, full-time na ako. 40 hours a week na ako nag-work. Right? So, you have to have a goal. Kasi kung wala kang goal, magiging complacent ka. And dahil complacent ka, mapapabayaan mo na yung work mo. Kasi as a virtual assistant, as a freelancer, you're on your own. You're on your own. Even though may mga support group like this, but it's really up to you how you are going to be successful. So, have a goal. Kasi after 3 months, when you say, wala pa akong 2 client, 3 client, ito yung goal ko. Diba? There must be something wrong. Diba? Tanong mo yung sarili mo, ba ginagawa mo? Diba? Naghahanap ka ba ng client? Are you branding? Are you promoting yourself? Or baka naman umalis yung client sa'yo? Kasi hindi naging okay yung trabaho mo. So, set a goal. Pero make sure na it's realistic, ha? Follow yung SMART goal. Diba? Smart goal. Alam nyo ba yung SMART goal? Diba? So, kailangan realistic siya. Kailangan may time. Kailangan, wait lang, inom muna tayo ng tubig. Measurable. Attainable, realistic, and then merong time. Ano yung S? Kalimutan ko yung S. Yung pa naman yung una, yung pa yung nakalimutan ko. Specific, ayan. Be very specific. Thank you, Nicole. So, yun, set a goal. And then have self-confidence. So, what's hindering you from starting as a virtual assistant or becoming successful dun sa mga virtual assistant na? To be honest, kung meron man akong investment dito sa growth ko, sa pagiging successful ko, is yung self-confidence. Kailangan, guys, makapal ang mukha nyo. Real talk tayo dito, ha. Kailangan makapal ang mukha nyo. Kung mahiyain kayo, guys, wala kayong mararating. So, I'm sorry to say that, pero kung mahiyain kayo, wala kayong mararating. Kahit hindi sa pagiging virtual assistant, anywhere you go, kung mahiyain ka, kung gutom ka na, tapos ayaw mo manghingi ng pagkain sa ibang tao kasi nahihiya ka, guys, mamamatay kayo. Kakaulasar ka. Di ba? Kapag nagluluto ka, wala ka palang mantika, kailangan mo pakainin yung anak mo. Di ba? Guys, kung nahihiya ka, manghingi ng mantika, manghiram ng mantika sa kapitbahay nyo, wala kayong mapapala. So, kailangan meron kang confidence sa sarili mo. Kailangan meron kang thick skin. Kailangan makapal ang mukha mo. Not to the point naman na you're arrogant, but you have self-confidence because you believe in yourself. Diba? So, actually, ito ang pinaka-importante sa pagiging virtual assistant, especially when you face your clients. Itong mga clients natin, Caucasian. Diba? Puti. And most Filipinos, we are intimidated by those people. Right? When we see white people, parang, ay, ang taas nila, ako mas mababa, sila ang may superiority, tayo ang may inferiority, meron tayong slave mindset. Diba? Pag-haharap tayo sa tayo, nahiya tayo kasi parang, ay, puti, mas superior sa akin, nasa US, mas superior sa akin, sa mga ako, taga-Pilipinas lang. Guys, it doesn't matter. Don't look at the color of the skin. What matters is what you can provide to them. Most often than not, actually, tayo lang nag-iisip nito. Yung mga puti, yung mga clients, walang ganyan-ganyang iniisip. Kasi bakit sila maghahanap ng VA sa Pilipinas kung ayaw nila ng mga ibang lahi? Diba? So, meron ba sa inyong ganyan na kinakabahan, natatakot humarap sa mga American, sa mga Caucasian na client?
Kaya
so,
nga na kay Wendell ngayon.
Oo, di ba? Kasi kailangan talaga pasanay.
Yeah, to boost them. Yeah, to boost themselves.
Exactly. And to be honest, before, lalo nang lumipat ako dito sa States, I was really afraid to talk to business owners because I was the one doing our sales call. I was the one doing our discovery call. So, takot ako humarap sa kanila kasi when I hear the word founder, CEO, ang laging tumatatak sa utak ko is, oh, Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs. Di ba? Yung mga matataas na yung mga na naiisip ko. Pero, to be honest, eventually na-realize ko, you know what? We breathe the same air. We pee, we poop, di ba? And na-realize ko na these business owners, they do these things kasi gusto lang din nilang kumita ng pera. And tayo din, di ba? We wanna make a living. So pare-pareho lang tayo, guys. It doesn't matter kung nasaan ka, kung ano ang color mo. So have self-confidence. So believe in yourself. Right? Sinasabi nila, fake it till you make it, di ba? Ayoko actually nung word na fake it till you make it kasi I'm a very authentic person. So, either you fake it till you make it or you brave it till you make it. Right? Kasi you're not faking it till you make it naman talaga eh. It's just that, kaya lang nila sinasabi na you're faking it kasi wala pa kayong experience. Pero, you're braving it till you make it kasi you are committed to really trying and being successful in what you do. So think about what's hindering you from starting as a virtual assistant or becoming successful. Is it your grammar? Is it your accent? Guys, even yung mga Americans, hindi perfect ang grammar. As long as you are understandable, as long as you are conversational, that's good. Ang mga maaarte lang sa grammar, mga Pinoy. Hindi naman sila yung client ninyo, kaya huwag kayong mahiya. Right? So, pagdating sa mga Amerikano, pag sa mga client ninyo, kahit anong lahi man yan, black or taga-Australia or anywhere, guys, kapalan nyo yung mukha ninyo talaga. As in, mag-smile kayo and believe in yourself. Believe what you can add to your client. Okay, having self-confidence and adding value to clients. So what kind of value can you provide to your clients? Kasi when being a virtual assistant, you're not just an assistant. Kasi, and we're gonna talk about this later on, kasi when you start working with a client, if you're not adding value to them, kahit gaano kakapal yung mukha ninyo, kahit 100% ang self-confidence ninyo, guys, iiwanan kayo ng client nyo kasi wala kayong nabigay na value sa kanila. So, when you want to become a virtual assistant, think about, okay, how can I help this client? It's not about how the client can help you. It's not like that. How can you help the client? It's tanggalin natin yung me mentality na what can the client do for you? It's not about that. It's about what you can do for the client. Kasi they come to you because they need help. Let's say if you are an executive assistant, right? You're gonna manage the inbox, you're gonna manage the calendar. That means they are a very busy individual. And if you mess up their inbox, if you mess up their calendar, malaking kawalan sa kanila yon sa business. Okay, so make sure that you add value to your clients. Don't just work for the sake of working na tapusin ko lang to, okay na to. Hindi ganun yun, guys. Hindi tayo robot kasi if we don't add value, then might as well mag-AI na lang sila. Kung meron bang kayong competition dito, AI. Kasi most of the time pwede nang makatulong talaga ang AI eh. If you want to be successful, you also have to learn how to use AI. Kasi you will be replaced not by AI but by people who know how to use AI. So ngayon pa lang, since nagsisimula pa lang kayo, i-integrate nyo na yung AI sa workflow ninyo. Okay, so add value to your clients and then you need to have a mindset of, hindi na ako employee, entrepreneur na ako. Right? Hindi na yung mindset na, oh, I work for this company, I work for this BPO. Ang mindset na is, I run a service-based business. Diba? Kasi you provide a service to your clients. So it's part of having self-confidence din na realizing na, oh, I have my own business. Diba? Kasi you have your own business kasi kayo yung nagpapatakbo nung mga clients ninyo, kayo yung nagba-market sa sarili ninyo. So, nagma-make sense ba siya? Okay. So, yan yung mindset. Now, let's move on to transferable skills. So, ano ba yung transferable skills? These are the abilities and strengths you can apply across different jobs, industries, or roles, no matter where you work. So, minsan kapag may nag-a-apply sa amin, wala po akong experience as a virtual assistant. Hindi naman experience as a virtual assistant yung hinahanap namin eh. Ang hinahanap namin is, ano yung current skill set mo na ginagawa sa work mo ngayon na pwede mong ma-apply as a virtual assistant. For example, yung mga nag-work sa BPO, di ba? Ano ang mga skill set nila? Magaling sila sa communication, magaling sa English kasi they talk to people, right? They talk to their clients. Ano pa? Techie sila kasi they need to use a software, di ba? To be able to look up yung mga details ng client nila and then to answer the phone calls. So those things, they are transferable to the VA world. So if you are a BPO employee, then what you can be a customer service VA. Right? So pag sinabi nila na, oh, do you have an experience as a virtual assistant? Don't say na no. I have an experience as a customer service VA. Right? Kasi it's the same as working sa office eh. Ang naiba lang is you work from home, you work online. Yung kanina, yung may nagsabi na accountant siya. Pag may nagtanong, do you have an experience as a virtual assistant? Sabihin mo na, I have an experience as an accountant. Diba? It doesn't matter kung may experience ka as a virtual setup eh. What matters is yung skill set mo na, yung transferable skills mo na. So, ano yung mga examples na yun? Communication, time management, organization, problem solving, tech savviness, adaptability, dependability, attention to detail, and collaboration. So, hindi ko na yan iisa-isahin. Pero what do business owners look at when hiring a virtual assistant? Ano ba talaga ang hinahanap nila? If you really want to become successful or if you really want to be hired by a client, if you want to land your first client, ano ba yung tinitignan nila? It's not about how cheap your hourly rate is. It's about how you present yourself and the value you can bring to their business. When I started as a virtual assistant, nung bago ako mag-quit, ang hourly rate ko na kagad is $10. Ganun ako ka-believe sa sarili ko. And during that time, wala akong alam sa VA world. Sa VA world. Alam ko lang na I can manage your social media kasi that's what I do. That's what I do dun sa current job ko. I know that I can create website kasi alam ko naman talaga mag-create ng website. And so confident ako sa sarili ko, sa skill set ko. And then tinanong ako, how much do you charge? Sabi ko, $10 an hour. This is way back 2018, guys. So $10 is malaki-laki pa nun. Right? And of course, there's nothing bad naman sa pag-charge ng yung iba nagka-charge ng $3, $4, $5. There's nothing bad in that naman. It depends sa worth na nakikita mo sa sarili mo. If you feel like you're still a beginner sa skills and malayo pa yung kailangan mong marating, then you can start with a lower rate. Pero it's not about how cheap your hourly rate is. If you think na, bababaan ko yung hourly rate ko para mapili ako. It's not about that. Kasi sa isang virtual assistant agency ko, we introduced different VAs. And different VAs, they can set their own rate. So let's say meron kaming 3 VA. And yung isang VA, hourly rate niya, let's say $8, and yung isa $10, yung isa naman $15. Alam mo, sino pa usually nagpili yung $15? Kahit na sinabi ng client na, we're only looking for a VA for only $10. Ang napipili is yung $15. Alam niyo kung bakit? Because the way this person presented herself during the interview. Talagang during the interview, very confident siya sa sarili niya. Di ba? Kaya sabi ko sa inyo, self-confidence is very important. Very confident siya sa sarili niya. And talagang yung mga sagot niya dun sa questions, relevant dun sa kailangan ng client, talagang nag-value add siya, nagbigay siya ng results. And sinabi niya kung ano yung process niya. Podcast editing itong skill set nitong $15 na VA na to. Sinabi niya, this is my process. First, you save all your audio files in Google Drive and your video files, and after that, this is what I'm gonna do, blah, 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 blah. So, na-walk through niya yung client. So, nagkaroon ng peace of mind yung client. Kasi, what the client wants to see is yung value na makukuha nila from you. It doesn't matter kung bago ka pa lang. Diba? Ano yung mabibigay mo sa kanila? And paano mo present yung sarili mo? Kasi kung nagbigay, nasabi mo nga yung value, pero very timid naman yung pagkasabi mo, sinabi mo na, this is what I can do, just create a Google Drive. Parang ang tamlay-tamlay mo, wala kang power, wala kang passion. Kailangan extra ka sa interview. Kailangan may energy ka talaga. It's the only time na, the interview is the only time na bigay ka ng first impression, and first impression last. 'Di ba? So sa interview nyo, extra ka lahat ng energy, uminom ka ng maraming kape kung kailangan, perky ka. 'Di ba? Magbasa ka ng maraming libro, manood ka ng YouTube kung hindi mo alam kung paano i-explain yung value na, kasi minsan we know what we can add to the table, 'di ba? Hindi lang natin alam kung paano i-explain. 'Di ba? Pwede kang gumawa ng script initially kung gusto mo, kabisaduhin mo. Huwag mo nga lang babasahin during the interview kasi malalaman nila yan eh. Pag nagbabasa ka ng script, nagiging robotic yung sound eh. 'Di ba? Mag-practice ka. 'Di ba? Sa living room, katulad ito, sa living room, i-print out mo yung script tapos basahin mo siya out loud, tapos panoorin mo yung sarili mo sa mirror kung ano yung itsura mo. So again, ano yung hinahanap ng mga client? It's not about how cheap you are. It's about how you present yourself and the value you can bring to their business. Of course, may mga client naman talaga na gusto talaga ng mura. 'Di ba? Pero that's not the kind of client that we want eh. Ayaw natin ng mga client na ang gusto lang makita sa inyo is kung magkano yung worth ninyo. Kasi most of the time, yung mga cheap clients, yung mga barat na client, yan yung mga mahihirap i-handle. Kasi gusto talaga nilang masulit yung binabayad nila sa inyo. And yung mga ganong klaseng client, wala rin silang growth mindset. Hindi rin nila naiintindihan kung anong klaseng value yung gusto nilang makita sa business nila. So, pag may mga ganyang clients, maging ano rin kayo, even though kayo yung nag-a-apply, kayo ini-interview, hindi lang siya one way eh. 'Di ba? Kailangan nyo rin ma-assess yung client na, is this client fit for me? 'Di ba? Kasi hindi hindi lahat ng client pare-pareho. May mga client na mabait, may mga client na aggressive, may mga client na masusungit, may mga client na rude. Diba? So you also have to assess yung client if you really want to be successful. So yung mga client na barat, I think it's depende na yan sa inyong sa inyong own judgment eh. If gusto niyo yung client na ganun o hindi, pero in the long run hindi talaga siya sustainable. Especially if you already believe in yourself. Okay. So, how to land your first client? So, ipapaliwanag ko sa inyo kung ano yung difference between freelancing versus applying for an agency. Kasi if you want to become a virtual assistant, there are two routes. Diba? Freelancing is doing it solo, like being a virtual assistant yourself, right? This is perfect for individuals who are entrepreneurial. Diba? Kasi nga, you're gonna have your own business. Independent and willing to take risk. And ano yung pros nito? You can decide your own rate. Diba? Kasi walang nagmamanage sa'yo eh. Ang cons lang nito is you have to do everything. Of course, you have to do sales kasi ikaw yung kakausap sa client, ibebenta mo yung sarili mo. You have to do marketing. You're gonna have to create your own website, your social media account, make sure na mayroon kang presence, and operate your own VA business. Kasi you will be the one to send a contract. So it's important na you send a contract, guys. It's important na meron kayong terms. And it's important din na nag-send ka ng invoice. So, for most VA, ang ginagawa nila, nag-send lang sila ng invoice after nila magawa yung work. Pero, part of having self-confidence is believing in your work, right? So, ang gawin ninyo is mag-invoice kayo upfront. Gumawa kayo ng different packages for yourself. For example, if you're a social media manager, mag-create ka ng different packages. Ano ba yung ginagawa ng isang social media manager? Let's say, captioning, scheduling, creating graphics, editing yung video. Let's say, gumawa ka ng 40 hours na plan, and then may 80 hours ka, and then may full-time yung 160 hours. And then iba-iba yung mga tasks na ginagawa mo for social media. So mag-set na kayo ng rate for each of that. Let's say $350, $400. So mag-set kayo ng rate for each of those plan, pero yung rate na yon ibe-base ninyo sa hourly rate ninyo. For example, ang hourly rate ninyo is let's say $5 an hour. And then yung first package ninyo is 40. So 5 times 40 is how much? 200. Tama ba? 200. Hindi tayo magaling sa math. Yes, 200. So 200 siya. So and then pwede nyo pa siyang dagdagan ng extra kasi hindi lang kasi may mga revisions pa yan eh, 'di ba? Pagka-create mo ng content calendar, i-approve ni client, sabihin, "Oh, change this. Christy, change this." So may revision pa, 'di ba? So kailangan mo i-consider 'yun. So dagdagan niyo yung $200, let's say $250 para dun sa possible na revision, 'di ba? And then sa second package ninyo, mag-create ulit kayo ng different price, and then sa third package mag-create kayo ng different pricing. And then kapag after interview ninyo, alam nyo ang gusto ng mga client, kapag established na kayo, kapag meron kayong structure, gustong-gusto nila yan because they can see na you know what you're doing. If you tell them, "Oh, okay, these are my rates," okay, and then if they say, "Okay, I will hire you," and then sabi mo, "Okay, I will send you the contract and invoice." Charge upfront if you can. Kasi marami ring mga VAs na nag-ghost ng mga client. And karamihan ng mga client, kapag singila na, halimbawa, sinabi mo na, "Oh, Christy, I worked 20 hours for this social media post ngayon. This is what you owe me." Karamihan ng client, pag singila na, alam nyo, dyan sila nagko-complain. "No, you're asking me this, pero nagkamali ka dito, blah, 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 blah." Hindi ka nila binigyan ng feedback during the time na natapos mo yung task, pero habang singila na, doon na sila mag-historical. "Ay, pero Nicole, I noticed hindi mo to ginawa, blah, blah, what should I do this? Why should I pay you this? Are you sure 20 hours talaga yung na-bill mo sa akin? What's your proof?" Diba? Kasi may mga ganyang client talaga eh. So, that's why it's important na you charge upfront. Kasi you're setting your own terms, right? Kasi this is your business. Di ba? Dito nakasalala yung buhay ninyo, right? Nag-quit kayo ng job ninyo and make sure na meron kayong structure, right? But of course, it's up to you rin if you wanna charge after na magawa nyo na yung task. Pero very, very risky yan. I don't really recommend that because meron kayong mga bills na binabayaran, di ba? Let's say every 15th of the month, meron kayong binabayaran kuryente, may binabayaran kayong rent, tubig, di ba? You wanna make sure na calculated ninyo yung pera na pumapasok sa inyo. And kapag may na-delay na income, anong mangyayari sa atin? Di ba? Manghihiram tayo sa ibang tao or madidelay yung bayad natin. Di ba? So kaya it's important na you charge upfront para you can systematize your income. Okay. So again, this is for freelancing. This is perfect for individuals na kayang-kaya nila na mag-isa, na malakas ang loob nila. Sino ang mga malalakas ng loob dito? Taas ang kamay. Okay. Next is, of course, virtual assistant agencies. Now, if you just want to work from home pero gusto mo ng stability, di ba, you can go this route. This is perfect for individuals na not very entrepreneurial. You know, and let's be honest, entrepreneurship is not for everybody. It's not for the faint of hearts. Hindi ito para sa mga mamahina ang loob. And that's okay if hindi kayo entrepreneurial. Kasi iba-iba naman tayo ginawa ni God, di ba? Meron tayong kanya-kanyang skill sets natin. Merong iba na for businesses talaga, merong iba na taga-support sila ng business. Kasi iba-iba yung parts, parang ano yan body parts ng katawan natin, di ba? Yung eyes natin and nose, may different function. And lahat din tayo, may different function din tayo. So it's okay kung hindi ka pang freelance, it's okay kung hindi ka entrepreneur, it's okay kung gusto mong mag-apply sa VA agency. So, ang pros naman ito is stability and support. Kasi, I cannot speak for all virtual assistant agency, but for us, when we hire people kasi, mostly full-time. So, we pay them 8 hours a day. And then, pag may nawalang client sa kanila, let's say 5 clients ang handle nila, pag may nawang client sa kanila, it's our responsibility to fill in yung nawalang client. Diba? It's our responsibility. Ang cons nito is, of course, the agency set your own rate. Diba? Hindi kayo makapag $10 an hour. Diba? Possible $5 an hour, $6 an hour. Depende sa agency. Pero if you're looking for stability and you want to work from home, this is a good route. This is also a good route if you're a beginner and then eventually mag-on your own ka na. Gusto mo lang makakuha ng experience. So this is a good route for you as well. Meron ding iba, yung iba naming VAs, sila freelancer but they are also a VA sa agency namin. So, yung iba, dalawa, freelancer sila, and then meron din silang agency na in-applyan. So, if you want to become a freelancer, if you want to go solo, paano ka makakahanap ng client? So, please know na when I started as a virtual assistant, I did not go the traditional route. Kasi most VAs, they go to Upwork to find clients, online jobs, and Fiverr, right? And those platforms are very saturated. Very, very saturated. And you are competing with a lot of people. So, ano yung ginawa ko? Actually, sabi ko sa inyo, if you believe in yourself and you are desperate to have a client, desperate situation will require you to commit desperate actions then, right? So, you know what I did during that time na naghahanap ako ng clients kasi magre-resign ako sa work ko. And by the way, bago ako nag-resign sa work ko, sa inyo na may mga work pa na gusto maging VA, bago ako nag-resign sa work ko, naghanap muna ako ng mga part-time clients and nag-ipon muna ako ng pera. At least, nag-save muna ako ng 3 months before ako mag-quit sa full-time work ko. Kasi I have bills to pay and I'm sure you have bills to pay as well. So, I recommend na before you quit your job, maghanap muna kayo ng part-time work para meron na kayong backup kapag nag-resign kayo. And so what I did, I went to Instagram and then I find business owners And then I think siguro 3 or 5 yung sinendan ko ng message. And yung message ko, very, very desperate during that time. I don't think it will work. That kind of message will work this time. But who knows, maybe try nyo. Try nyo, malay nyo, gumana, right? Malay nyo, desperate din yung client na makahanap ng VA, right? So, nothing bad naman to try it out. Ang sinabi ko dun sa message ko is, hi, my name is Christy. I'm from the Philippines and I can do these different things. You know, in-outline ko ang magagawa ko. If you need a virtual assistant, please let me know. Yun ang sinabi ko. And dalawa sa kanila yung nag-reply. Isa, nasa taga-US pero sa South Africa na siya nakatira. So, I help her with social media. And then yung isa taga-Canada. And yung isa na taga-Canada, alam nyo, naging client pa namin siya sa agency namin. Tumagal siya ng 7 years sa amin. Oo, and very very memorable sa akin yung dalawang client na yun kasi lahat ng natutunan ko sa kanila in-apply ko sa business ko. Kasi yung isa meron siyang social media agency, yung isa naman marketing agency. So lahat ng mga natutunan ko sa marketing agency in-apply ko sa business ko. So meron na akong dalawang client, right? And then yung dalawang client na yun nagtagal sa akin. And I think it's because of who I am din as an individual. It's because gusto ko rin talagang mapakita sa kanila na this is how I work. Kasi when you do your best for your clients, makikita nila yan eh. Pero kung washi-washi lang yung work natin, makikita din nila yan. Hindi sila magtatagal sa inyo. So, meron akong dalawang na-close from Instagram. So, that is something na you can do as well. You know, there's nothing bad in that. And then, after that, ang marami talaga kaming nakuhang client is from LinkedIn. So, I did LinkedIn outreach. Pero bago ko magawa yung LinkedIn outreach, meron na akong presence sa LinkedIn. Nagpo-post na ako sa LinkedIn and then nagpo-post na rin ako sa social media. Meron na rin akong sarili kong website. So, that's the thing actually. That's why I said na if you wanna go on your own, you have to build your own marketing brand. You have to build your own brand. So, on LinkedIn, may sales navigator sa LinkedIn. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but there's a search box on LinkedIn even if you don't have sales navigator na you can find business owners. May mga filter dyan. You can filter kung ano yung title na gusto ninyo. And then, alam nyo, ipakita ko na nga sa inyo. Para hindi tayo nanguhula.
We love that.
Okay, this is not my LinkedIn account. This is the linking account of my client service manager kasi we use his account then for outreach. So, here, merong sales navigator pero sa inyo, dahil syempre starting out pa lang kayo, ang sales navigator kasi may bayad siya eh. So, medyo may kamahalan. So, ang pwede nyong gawin is dito sa search box, i-type nyo siguro founders. And then click nyo yung see all results. And then click nyo yung see all people results. Ayan. So, pag na-click nyo na yan, dito na lalabas yung people. And then, first, second, third degree. Yung first degree, ibig sabihin, ito na yung current connections ninyo. Friends nyo na sila sa LinkedIn. Second degree, ibig sabihin, connection sila ng first degree ninyo. Itong third degree is malayong connection na yan ng hindi siya connection ng first degree niyo, kundi connection siya ng second degree ninyo. So, medyo malayo-layo na yung connections ninyo. So, ang gagawin ninyo is, ayan, so, pwede nyo siyang i-filter na second degree lang. So, halimbawa, piliin natin yung second degree and then, piliin natin yung, Actually, hindi talaga to important eh kung actively hiring ba or hindi. Kasi hindi naman lahat ng business owners, they change their status to actively hiring. So, you can leave it blank. And then locations, United States, if United States yung gusto nyong target. And then current company, it doesn't matter naman na. Pero if you click yung all filters, dito na lalabas yung mga specific filters na pwede nyong kunin. Wait, hanapin natin yung mga business owners. Ano ba dito sa keywords? Pwede nyong ilagay CEO. Or founder na lang. Founder. Tingnan natin kung ano ang lalabas. Teka, meron ba ditong title? Second, actively hiring for job title, United States, current company, followers of past company, doesn't matter. So kung meron kang specific industry na gusto mong i-target, for example, if you are an accountant and gusto mong i-help yung mga financial services, pwede mo i-click yung financial services. Ayan. So, try natin kung anong lalabas kapag ganyan yung nilagay natin. Ayan. So, lumabas lahat ng mga founder. And then later on, pwede mo nang, pwede mong palitan tong founder ng CEO. Kapag naubos mo na yung mga founder. Diba? So, pwede kang mag-connect sa kanila. Click mo yung connect. And then, add a note. Diba? So, pwede ka magsabi na, hi, my name is Christy. I'm looking to connect with professionals on LinkedIn and see how I can add value to them. So, more of introduction lang siya. And then, kapag in-accept niya yung message mo, ang gawin mo is mag-send ka ng another follow-up email or another follow-up message na, hi Pascal, thank you so much for accepting my connection request. I see that you're a founder of this company, blah, blah. Tell me about it. You know, build ka ng relationship. So that's what's working na. That is what's working na sa LinkedIn eh. Hindi ka mag-hardcore selling, kundi you build a relationship initially and then ipakita mo sa kanila kung ano yung value na mabibigay mo sa kanila. So, yun yung gagawin nyo, iisa-isahin nyo lang yung connection na yun, mag-send kayo ng note, and then tsatsagain nyo talaga siya. Kung everyday, 20 connection request yung gagawin ninyo hanggang sa merong mag-reply sa inyo. Meron magre-reply sa inyo and kukuha ng services ninyo. So that's how we do LinkedIn. You can also ask help from ChatGPT kung ano yung mga pwede nyong script na gamitin. And then optimize your website. Like I mentioned, it's better if you have a website or at least kung kahit Canva website lang yan. At least you can show to people, to business owners, who you are, what you do, and yung mga services ninyo and where they can contact you. Again, gustong-gusto ng mga client na structure kayo, na organize kayo. Gustong-gusto nila yan. Kasi first impression last nga, di ba? Establish your brand, so create social media accounts and promote your services, show your work then, and then ask testimonials from your clients kung meron na kayong testimonials from your clients. Actually, kahit nga hindi testimonials from your clients, kahit yung mga previous supervisor ninyo and manager, kahit yung mga previous teammates ninyo, mag-ask kayo na bigyan kayo ng testimonials. And then, of course, referrals from your clients, right? So again, if you're adding value to your clients, never silang hihindi sa referral. You can ask your client you can tell your client na, hi, we've been working for 6 months now and I still have capacity to accept more clients. Would you mind referring me to your connections? And that is actually one good way to get more clients. Alam niyo kung bakit? Kasi other business owners, they trust referrals. For example, kung maghanap ako ng VA, tapos, halimbawa, si Jennifer, kasi I know Jennifer, di ba? Sinabi ko si Jennifer, may VA ka ba? Kasi kailangan ko ng ito, tapos nag-refer si Jennifer. Automatic, I will trust Karina, kung si Karina yung in-refer ni Jennifer, kasi si Jennifer yung tinatrust ko. So therefore, I trust Karina na rin kasi napasa na yung trust ko from Jennifer to Karina kasi I know that Jennifer will not refer someone na hindi mag-work. So ganun din with your clients. So you can do Upwork or Fiverr or online jobs, but I cannot speak for those platforms kasi I did not go that route talaga. So ang ginawa ko talaga, LinkedIn, Instagram, and optimizing your website. And also, when you create your website, make sure na it is optimized for Google. Kasi, I mentioned, di ba, LinkedIn yung nakukuha naming clients before. Almost 50% ng mga clients namin sa LinkedIn kami nakuha. And then si LinkedIn, medyo nag-die down ng konti kasi nga saturated na rin yung LinkedIn because of people na naghahanap din ng mga clients. Pero, you can still get clients from LinkedIn. Pero, iibahin mo nga lang yung approach mo. Kailangan relational based na. Hindi na katulad before na hardcore selling. Ngayon, kailangan mag-build ka muna ng relationship with them. And now, nung na-build ko yung website ko, we are already optimizing it for Google. So, nung nag-die down si LinkedIn, nag-increase naman ngayon yung leads na nakukuha namin sa Google. So actually, every month, meron kaming 15 to 20 leads na nakukuha sa Google. So kaya it's important na you have your own presence, especially if you're gonna create your own VA business. It doesn't matter kung mag-isa ka lang, it's still a VA business. You don't need to have team members to become a business. Even if mag-isa ka lang, it is a business. You are a solopreneur. Considered na solopreneur ka na. So again, create your website and make sure na it's optimized for SEO so that people can find you on Google. Okay, next is keeping your clients. Like I mentioned earlier, it's one thing to get a client, it's another thing to keep your clients. Diba? Ito ang mas mahirap, keeping your clients. But if you nail this down, for sure, marami magre-refer sa'yo or baka increasean ka pa ng client mo. Okay, establish a sticky relationship. Ano ibig sabihin ng sticky relationship? The phrase establish a sticky relationship refers to creating a strong, lasting, and hard-to-break bond between a business and its customers or partners or clients. So, ano ka dito? Kailangan feeling close ka sa client mo. Kaya sabi ko sa iyo, hindi pwedeng mahiyain ka dito eh. Kailangan feeling close ka sa mga client mo. Kapag i-meet mo si client mo, sabi mo, oh, how's your day? I wanna get to know more about you. Are you married? Do you have kids? Diba? To the point na makuha mo na yung loob nila. And of course, ikaw din, ipapakilala mo rin yung sarili mo sa kanila. O sabi mo na, me too, I have a dog, I have kids, blah, blah. I just went, and then if you went on a vacation, sabi mo, I just went on a vacation too. Ganyan. So, kailangan maboka ka talaga kasi you need to build a sticky relationship with them. So, in business and marketing, sticky means high retention. They stick around. You know, most of the clients, they don't want to leave their VA because of the relationship that they have built with the VA. Strong loyalty, clients keep coming back instead of switching to a competitor kasi it's a very competitive industry na ngayon, 'di ba? Yung pagiging virtual assistant. Lalo na if you're charging let's say $10 and then may nakita silang $3 or $5, pwede nilang kunin yung clients na yun, 'di ba? Pero if you have built a sticky relationship with them and may loyalty sa yung client mo, they will not transfer to a different VA kasi meron kang relationship sa kanila and they know the value that you can give to them. And then third, emotional or practical dependence. The relationship provides so much value that it's hard to walk away. Meron kaming client, 2 months siyang nawala kasi namatay yung daddy niya. Pero tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung trabaho namin sa kanya. Ang sabi niya, I can never live without smart VAs. It's hard to transfer all the tasks that we have to a different VA or to a different agency. So that's the goal, guys. Kailangan yung pahirapan si client na mawala kayo sa buhay nila. Yun ang goal. Kailangan pag nawala kayo sa buhay ni client, they will be stressed and overwhelmed again. Kasi if meron silang ganong realization, ay hindi ko kaya mawala si Manuel sa akin. Siya yung taga-reply sa mga emails ko. Siya yung taga-send ng invoice. Kapag mag-hire ako ng iba, back to zero na naman ako, mahirap, mag-training na naman ako. Kailangan may ganong comment. Pero guys, hindi nga ito mangyayari kapag wala kayong relationship sa client ninyo and hindi kayo nagbibigay ng value. Okay, emotional or practical dependence, di ba? The relationship provides so much value that it's hard to walk away. To the point na kaya nila iwan yung mga asawa nila, mga boyfriend, girlfriend nila, pero kayo hindi nila kayang mawala. Di ba? Ano ba yung mga nasa chat box natin? Ayan. That's my secret. Now it's revealed. Di ba kailangan talaga mabuka kay kailangan magaling ka talaga makihalubilo sa mga tao. Okay, how to be sticky? Be proactive, not just reactive. Don't wait to be told what to do. Anticipate needs. May mga ibang virtual assistant na naghihintay ng task client nila. Sabi na, ay wala akong task eh. Chill lang ako. Eh yung mga business owners, sobrang busy niyan guys. Hindi nila alam kung ano yung task na ibibigay nila sa inyo. Pero marami silang task na dapat ibigay sa inyo. So when you meet with them, tanungin mo sila na, sino yung gumagawa ng social media mo? Sino may nag-send ba ng invoice? Sino yung gumagawa ng graphics mo? Pag sinabi niya sa meeting niyo, oh, I'm so stressed and overwhelmed, blah, blah, blah. Tapos tanongin mo, why are you stressed and overwhelmed? Pag sinabi niya na, oh, ang dami kasing email sa inbox ko, yun na yung keyword mo. Oh, you have a lot of emails? If you want, I can handle that for you. Anticipate needs. Offer suggestions to streamline or improve processes. Pag sinabi niya na, oh, kalat-kalat yung mga password ko, mag-recommend ka, oh, we can use LastPass kung lagi mo nakakalimutan yung password mo. It not necessarily na yung pagiging proactive nyo is all about work. It can be something na ma-recommend mo lang sa kanila na magpapagaan ng buhay nila. Share tools, templates, or ideas they didn't ask for. For example, if you are a social media manager and then nalaman mo na meron na palang trial reels sa Instagram, during your meeting, pwede mong sabihin na, uy, Christy, I just found out last week there's already trial reels on Instagram. We can do that. We can test that out. Diba? So suggest ideas, recommend ideas on how you can better improve their life. Huwag tayong maghintay lang ng task. Kasi kung maghihintay kayo ng task, guys, wala kayong pera. Kaya kailangan kayo ang maghanap ng task sa mga clients ninyo. Kasi minsan hindi talaga nila alam kung ano yung i-delegate nila sa inyo. Kaya kayo yung maglalabas nun sa kanila. Okay, make yourself indispensable. Ito nga yung napag-usapan natin kanina, di ba? Na kailangan hindi nila kayang mawala ka. Learn the ins and outs of their business kasi they don't want another person or a new VA to learn the ins and outs of their business kasi mag-training na naman nga sila, di ba? Handle recurring tasks like clockwork, calendar, inbox, social media, yung mga recurring tasks. Take initiative on tasks that free up their time and mental load. Kapag sinabi nila na, nai-stress ako dahil hindi ako makahanap ng murang ticket, mag-vacation kami ng family ko. Kahit na wala ka experience sa pag-book ng ticket, pero alam mong kaya mo, sabi mo, oh, if you want, I can do that for you. Para you can spend time with your family lang. Diba? How much is your budget? What airline? And anong gusto mong upuan sa aeroplano? Diba? Pag sinabi nila, no, I'm comfortable doing this, at least nakapagbigay ka ng nakapag-offer ka sa kanila, di ba? And kahit na hindi nila pinagawa sa iyo yung task, it will stick to them. Maalala nila na, my VA recommended this. She's very helpful. Di ba? The more they rely on you, the more sticky you become. Communicate like a partner. Give regular updates without being asked. Over-communicate. Halimbawa, may ginagawa kayong task, and may deadline ng Friday. Tuesday pa lang, sabihin mo na, oh, Christy, I'm working on the task already. I'm halfway there, blah, blah, blah. And then Wednesday, update mo ulit. Thursday, update mo ulit. Friday, sabihin mo na, oh, I'm already done. Please let me know if you have any feedback. Give regular updates. Kapag nawalan kayo ng internet, kahit na hindi naman kayo mag-work sa kanila today, sabihin mo pa rin, Hi, Christy. Just to let you know, we don't have internet connection right now. There's a storm in the Philippines. So I've finished all your tasks, but I just want to let you know. It's being responsible. So over-communicate everything. Pero wag naman yung mga problema ninyo sa buhay. Yung over-communicate ninyo, yung mga relevant naman sa mga client ninyo. Ask thoughtful questions about their goals and challenges. Diba? So for example, if social media VA kayo, tanungin nyo, okay, so you want to do social media, what is your goal for social media? Kailangan meron kayong strategic thinking and critical thinking. Don't just create social media posts for the sake of may mailagay sa social media kasi it's not about that. So whatever you do as a VA, lagi nyong tatanungin yung client ninyo. Kapag bago lang kayong hinar onboarding, lagi nyong tatanungin ng client ninyo na, okay, Christy, what is your goal for doing social media para I know na we can reach that goal. Diba? Kapag ang goal nyo, I want to have additional followers on social media, I want to have 10 new followers every month or every week. I-write down mo yung goal na yun and then yung output ninyo, i-base ninyo yung output ninyo dun sa goal na yun. As a VA, hindi lang kayo assistant, you are more than a virtual assistant. As a matter of fact, hindi nga naman talaga kayo assistant eh. Partners kayo eh. Kaya lang kayo tinatawag na virtual assistant kasi yun yung common term ngayon eh. 'Di ba? But to be honest, you are remote workers. You are remote professionals. You are professionals. Hindi kayo assistant lang na parang taga-timpla ng kape, taga-print ng paper. Tapos naging online lang. 'Di ba? Hindi ganoon. You are professionals. So yan ang dapat na iniisip nyo rin. And then position yourself as someone who cares about their success, not just completing tasks. So whatever you do as a VA, it's not just, okay, tapusin ko lang to, okay na yan. Kailangan meron kayong goal na ina-achieve kasi ganyan yung mga gusto ng client eh. Diba? Hindi lang tayo para, tapos na yung work, okay na yan. Diba? Kasi we care about their business. Kasi pag hindi nag-grow yung business nila, guys, ano mangyayari? Hindi sila magko-continue sa inyo kasi hindi nag-grow eh. Diba? Kasi saan ba nila kinukuha yung perang pambayad sa inyo? Hindi naman nila yung pinupulot sa daanan, di ba? Nanggagaling sa business. Kaya you show na you care for the business by asking them, ano ba yung goal mo sa business mo? Add value beyond your job description. So offer insights they did not expect. Upskill and expand your services. Like for example nga yung travel booking, right? If it's not something that you have not done, if let's say social media manager ka pero sinabi ng client mo na, oh, I'm really stressed right now because I cannot find a ticket na mura. Diba? Mag-offer ka, right? Pag sinabi na, oh, I'm really stressed kasi punta pa akong grocery store, blah, 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 and then pwede mo i-recommend, Christy, don't you know, pwede ka nang mag-online shopping sa grocery mo. Gusto mo ako na rin gumawa niyan for you. Di ba, mag-extra mile ka na rin kasi yung extra mile mo na rin naman na yan, bayad naman yan eh. Di ba? Hindi ka man nag-extra mile na libre. Di ba? The more mag-extra mile ka, in-accept ng client, the more income for you. Di ba? Naka-add ka na ng value sa client, naka-add din ng value sa'yo yung client kasi nadagdagan pa yung kita mo. So upskill and expand your services based on what they need. So if you start with admin, learn basic Canva or email marketing. Be their go-to person for new ideas or support. So kailangan collaborative talaga kayo. O dito pa lang tayo, sabi ko sa inyo, hindi madali maging virtual assistant eh. Diba? Kasi you own your own business eh. Right? Pero if talagang this is what you want to do, you're passionate about this is something that you would enjoy doing. If you enjoy helping out other business owners, you will enjoy this. Kasi yung joy din sa puso mo na kapag nakikita mo sila nagiging successful, 'di ba? Iba rin eh. Merong nagkakaroon ka ng purpose, nagkakaroon ka ng reason to work even beyond your job description. Document and systematize for them. For example, if you are creating a website for them, pero walang brand guidelines yung client mo, sabi mo, oh, I've created your website, but I think it's better if gumawa tayo ng brand guidelines para alam natin kung ano yung logo, ano yung font, ano yung color, ano yung tone na dapat nasa website mo. Diba? Nakapag-add ka pa ng value sa client, and then, when you do social media for them, let's say you're doing social media for them, or let's say mag-hire yung client mo ng social media manager, pwede mong ipasa yung brand guidelines sa social media manager na yun. And who knows, maybe kayo pa yung mag-handle nung social media manager na yun kasi trusted na kayo nung client, di ba? Kayo na yung right-hand person nung client. So help them build SOPs and workflows. Di ba? Make sure na lahat ng ginagawa ninyo merong SOP. Regardless kung ano yan, merong process, merong step-by-step kung paano ninyo ginagawa. Clients love when you create systems that save them time. It's a major glue factor. Kasi you are making their life easier. For example, email marketing, right? Pinapasulat kayo ng email and then mano-mano yung pag-send nila sa email nila, isa-isang email address, wala pa silang ginagamit na email marketing platform. You can recommend an email marketing platform to them, right? Or if they're using a marketing platform, email marketing platform, pero hindi sila satisfied, right? Pwede kayong mag-suggest na, oh, you know what? I'm using this platform for my other client. I think this is better. I think you will like this. Next is be reliable and consistent. This is very important, guys. Most of the clients, they don't only hire for skill set, but they also hire for character. Especially for my agency, 40% lang ang skills, 60% ang character. Because character is very important kasi you can learn how to do social media. Manood ka lang ng YouTube, 'di ba? You can do social media na eh. 'Di ba? You can ask ChatGPT create the caption for you for social media. Right? You can easily create a website. As long as tech savvy ka and you are very resourceful and you are willing to learn, you can easily acquire different VA skills. Pero ang character, yan ang mahirap baguhin. Kasi yung character, it has something to do with your culture sa bahay ninyo, upbringing, Right? So kung laging late kayo palagi, baka lagi rin kayong late sa client, right? Kasi nadadala natin yan sa work eh. So, being reliable and consistent, it's very important kasi kaya nag-hire ng mga VA yung mga client is para mapagaan yung buhay nila, di ba? Para wala na silang stress and overwhelmed. Kung hindi kayo naging reliable and consistent, kayo pa yung nakadagdag ng stress sa buhay ng client. And we don't want that. Right? Show up on time, hit deadlines, and deliver quality work every time. Trust builds stickiness. So, initially, kapag mag-work kayo with your client, let's say graphics ito or social media, initially, merong mga feedback yan. Ipapa-approve nyo muna sa client ninyo. Di ba? Gagawa kayo ng social media content calendar. Ipapa-approve nyo yun sa client ninyo. Pero after 2 months, dapat ang goal nyo na is hindi na ina-approve yan ng client ninyo. Ako personally, I hate approving posts. Pero yung mga social media managers ko mag-handle ng mga accounts namin, they post it na. Hindi ko na kailangan i-approve kasi naka-build na kami ng trust. So that's an example of being reliable. Ngayon, if after 3 months, 4 months, 5 months working with your client, lahat ina-approve pa, so social media post, let's say, baka there's something wrong, right? Hindi pa kayo na-trust nung client, right? And you have to make sure na yung feedback na binibigay sa inyo, kailangan na-improve ninyo yun and hindi nagiging paulit-ulit. So, be reliable and consistent. Show up on time. Lalo na kapag may meetings kayo, lagi kayong mauna 5 minutes before. Ayaw nila ng mga business owners, ayaw nila ng mga late. Di bali lang sila yung malate kasi possible na malate sila, lalo na kapag marami silang meetings. Kapag sunod-sunod. Kapag nag-run over yung meeting nila. Pero, ikaw, show up on time or earlier, 5 minutes. Actually, sabi nga nila, if you show up on time, you are already late. Kaya kailangan 5 minutes pa lang mag-join na kayo ng Zoom. Kahit na kayo yung maghintay sa client ninyo, okay lang yan. Basta wag lang kayo yung hintayin ng client ninyo. Track wins and progress. This is very important. Even if hindi ito tinatanong ng mga client ninyo, mag-send kayo ng report sa client ninyo. Let's say social media. I'm sorry, social media lagi kong sinasabi. So let's say social media. Every week, mag-send kayo ng email sa client ninyo or it could be every 2 weeks or every month. Depende sa level of relationship na meron na kayo ng client ninyo. Mag-send kayo ng report na highs and lows. These are the tasks that I did for social media. Ito yung result ng social media natin. We had 4 new followers. Ito yung engagement. Ilagay niyo yung statistics. And nilagay niyo yung lows. Sabi niyo, ito yung mga for improvement. And then ito naman yung mga pending na task ko na gagawin ko pa. Kasi they love that. Kasi kailangan you show yung report ninyo. Kasi nga, di ba meron kayong goal? Kapag hindi kayo nagpapakita ng report, hindi kayo nag-send ng report, paano malalaman ng client na meron palang result yung ginagawa ninyo sa social media? So, always make sure na you track your wins and progress. Remind them of the value you're bringing. Diba? For example, here, since I took over your calendar, you've saved about 6 hours a week. Diba? Sa accounting, let's say, ikaw yung sa bookkeeping, right? Sabihin mo na, oh, these are the receipts that I've collated and based from what I can see sa bookkeeping natin, nag-grow yung business, tumaas yung profitability natin. Or sabihin mo na, oh, based sa report na to, bumaba yung profitability because of client attrition. So, these are the things na maybe we can do to improve. Diba? Always show yung report. Yung ibang mga VAs ang ginagawa nila, work lang sila ng work, pero wala silang nasasend na wins and progress sa client nila. And yung mga client, gusto nilang nakikita yan eh. Gusto nilang makita, ano na ba yung naiaambag ng contribution nyo ng pag-post nyo sa social media. And that builds stickiness as well. Okay, dito naman tayo sa do's and don'ts. So, ito na yung pinaka-last. So, after nito, if we have time, pwede pa tayo mag-Q&A. So, do's and don'ts, over-deliver, over-communicate, go the extra mile. Katulad nga ng sinabi ko kanina, when you go the extra mile, bayad ka naman eh. Hindi ka naman gagawa ng libre. Don't say you are gonna do something and not commit. Di ba? Pag nag-offer ka na, kaya ko yung tapusin ng Monday. Pero Wednesday pala matatapos. Ang problema rin sa ating mga Pinoy, people pleaser tayo. We wanna say things na, oh, kayang-kaya ko yan. Yung pala, hindi. Tapos ikaw, may stress ka, nagtrabaho ka ng Sabado-Linggo. Di ba? Hindi ka na nakapagpahinga. Kasi nga, nag-overpromise ka. Hindi mo naman pala kaya. Isa pa sa mga nagiging challenges na mga, ito based on experience ha, ayoko naman i-generalize yung mga Pinoy. Based din sa experience ko is ayaw na ayaw nilang nag-aabala ng tao. Nahihiya sila na magtanong. Na parang, okay, parang may kailangan silang gawin, diba? Sa graphics. Hindi nila natanong kung anong kulay nung kailangan nilang gamitin o font. Ang ginawa nila, gumawa na lang sila ng sarili ng kulay or font. Diba? Ngayon, pagbigay sa client, sabi ng client, oh, this is not what I want, blah, blah, blah. Diba? Hindi nila tinanong kasi nahiya nga sila, ayaw nila istorbohin. Parang, ay, nahiya ako, baka sabihin ganito. Ganyan. Pero kung nagtanong ka, oh, hey, Christy, you said you wanted me to create the graphics for you, but you don't have a brand guideline. What font and color do you want me to use? Yung iba nahihiya. Yung iba hindi makapag-login sa social media account kasi nahihiya mag-send ng code dun sa client, baka maistorbo. Right? Kaya ganun tayo eh, people pleaser and then mahiyain, ayaw natin na nangaabala. Pero, in this line of work, hindi nga tayo pwedeng mahiyain. Kailangan we are proactive and we collaborate with the client. Anticipate client needs as well and ask for feedback. So, if you really want to go sa role ninyo as a virtual assistant, ask for feedback. Kahit na minsan masakit, manghingi ng feedback, diba? You have to take it eh, kasi that's the most important way or helpful way na mag-grow ka as a virtual assistant. Right? Kasi kung wala nagsasabi sa iyo kung ano yung i-improve mo, paano ka nga naman mag-i-improve? And we are not all perfect. Don't overpromise and underdeliver. Katulad sinabi ko kanina, don't ghost your client. Kaya nga sinabi ko, always notify your client. Siyempre may mga VA horror stories din yung mga client kasi if you ghost your client, hindi lang ikaw yung maapektuhan, pati yung buong VA industry. Na ayoko na nga ayoko na nga kay Nicole. Ginusto ko ni Nicole. Nadamay na buong VA sa Pilipinas. Ayoko na ng mga VA sa Philippines. Yung isa kong VA, si Nicole, ginusto ko. Ganyan-ganyan. Diba? Ganun yung client na-generalize nila. Nagkakaroon sila ng trauma. So, wag niyong i-ghost yung client ninyo. Set proper expectation. Pag magbabakasyon kayo, sabihin mo na, oh, Christy, I'm gonna go on vacation. Give proper notification as well. At least siguro mga 2 weeks. So, Christy, I'm going on vacation to spend time with my family. I won't be able to work for 1 week. But I will make sure na tapos yung content calendar mo kagad. Right? Hindi yung nagbakasyon kayo, nagtataka na yung client saan kayo nagpunta kasi hindi kayo nagpaparamdam. Wala na, naloka na yung client kasi hindi kayo mahanap. 'Di ba? Nag-overthink na rin yung client. So don't be sensitive as well. Especially yung mga Caucasian, very straightforward, direct to the point yung mga yan. Especially mga business owners. Lalo na yung mga matatagal na sa business and then yung mga matatanda na wala nang BS yung mga yan. Very straightforward, wala nang palabok pa. They will give it to you straight. It doesn't mean na they're rude. It's just that wala silang time para magpalabok-labok pa ng conversation. Kaya don't be sensitive. Do not get offended. It's not about you. Don't make excuses as well on your mistakes. So kapag nagkamali ka, even if partly kasalanan mo and then partly kasalanan ni client, be humble. Say mo, oh, I apologize. I didn't realize it's like this, blah, 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 blah. Own up to your own mistake. And then, don't stay stagnant. So, make sure na you upskill. Kasi nga, yung mga business owners, marami yung kailangan sa business nila eh. So, if social media lang kailangan mo, ang kaya mong gawin, eh, hindi ka marunong, let's say, mag-video editing, graphic designing lang yung alam mo, di ba? Hindi ka magiging ganun ka-relevant sa kanila. Pwede ka nilang palitan anytime. And don't treat it just like a gig. Lalo na kung halimbawa kung may 40 hours ka lang na client, tapos may 80 hours ka, sabi mo, 40 hours lang naman yan na client, hindi yan mas importante. Dito muna ako sa 80 hours. Diba? Hindi ganun. Kailangan, all clients are equal. Kasi lahat sila kailangan ng services mo. It doesn't matter kung how many hours ka nag-work sa kanila. Kaya don't treat it just a gig lang na, okay, 20 hours lang yan. Kasi hindi mo alam yung 20 hours na yun. It can go to 40 hours, 80 hours pag nagustuhan yung trabaho mo talaga. it may start small, pero pag nagustuhan ka nila, pwede ka pa nilang i-refer sa mga clients nila. Don't treat it as a gig, treat it as your business. Kasi if hindi mo to treat na business mo, wala, magiging complacent ka lang. Hindi ka mag-grow as a virtual assistant. So, that's pretty much our topic today. So you can follow me on Instagram, of course, if you want to spy on what I do. So very active ako sa Instagram and actually LinkedIn as well. So this is my Instagram and this is my website. I also do vlogs which with my husband. So you can follow our YouTube, which is Positively Filipina. And meron din na kaming online course for VAs who would like to learn different skill sets. So you can just visit smartvasacademy.com if you want to learn more. So that is it.
Wow, grabe, di ba? Ang dami nating natutunan. Actually, some of what you have discussed, we are learning it, tinuturo na namin sa kanila. And also, just we started this week for a one-on-one 10-minute coaching with a real American speaking guy na parang katulad mo rin, yung hindi dapat nahihiya. Ayan. So, with that saying, we still have like half an hour. It's okay, Christy. Nakikita ko, dumidilim na dyan.
Philip na kanina maliwanag na, di ba?
Oo. So, it's about like 10 p.m. there, right? 10:30? Oo. Okay.
Ano na? 10:23.
Oh, okay. So, sinong gustong let's go into a Q&A, a quick Q&A before we release the beautiful Christy over here. It's very rare na makasama natin siya. So, let's who would like to start to ask questions? Ayan. Ngayon lang 'yan.
Kahit sa chat nyo lang i-type.
Yeah,
If
chat.
nahihiya kayo. Pero dapat hindi na kayo nahihiya, di ba? Kailangan makapal nga ang face natin dito.
Okay. Who would like to start the question? Raise your hand and I'll call you. One at a time. Ayan. Sige. Parang bigla kayong kinabahan lahat Huwag naman ganun. We're just talking reality of being a VA, no? Kasi nagkaroon nga ng parang mindset yung iba na because it's just a VA, it's easy job. We are just nailing it, no? Pero it was not an easy journey actually. We really went through narrow road. So ngayon medyo lumuluwag na yung road sa amin kasi na-adapt na namin yung kultura ng mga foreigner. Especially me and Christy, we are still, I think, baka pati ikaw, we're still having this language barrier kung minsan. Oo, that is no, normal lang. But being married for 11 years with Wendell, it's it's an up and down, but we are moving on a more successful marriage right now. And I am 11 years on July 1 being a VA, and I stick to one client lang. From day
Wow.
one, yeah, until now, on July 1, I will be celebrating my 11th year sa kanila. I was telling this group, this family, that you have to practice being indispensable. Ayan, irreplaceable. That's why it's important to upskill. It's important, yun nga, proactive, no? And then, na inaaral na namin yung kultura na when we are starting our training session, naka-open na yung Zoom link 15 minutes before the time. And exactly at 3 p.m. we start, whether they are two of them, three of them, but we will start. Yun ang namin, pinapractice na namin. Kasi that is really the culture of foreigners. Ayan. So, anyone would like to ask questions? Sabi nga ni Christy, you can chat it.
Alright. Question ito si Maria Cristina.
Yeah.
She has a question daw. Nagtaas siya
Okay.
ng kamay.
Hello, good morning. Good evening in Ohio. Do you hear me?
Yes po.
Yep.
Yeah. Recently, you discussed about what I heard is in artificial intelligence or AI. My question is, what do you think is, or is this hypothetical that artificial intelligence can be replaced by virtual assistant?
That's a good question.
VA is replacing AI
Yeah, virtual
or
assistant
AI
can be
replacing
replaced by
VAs?
AI, vice versa. Or I want to rephrase my question. Is artificial intelligence can be replaced, or can virtual assistant can be replaced by artificial intelligence?
In my opinion is yes.
So sad.
Yes, if you're not using AI.
Yes.
Okay.
You know why? Because even if, let's say, me, I'm a business owner, right? Let's say I know how to use AI as well. But do I have time to use AI?
Mm.
Right? Kasi
Yeah.
ang kailangan kasi ng mga business owners is to get their time back. So regardless if kung may AI na dyan, may VA, or kung anong klaseng role ang meron dyan, ang gusto ko is maibalik yung time sa akin so that I can spend time with my friends and family and my loved ones and mag-grow yung business ko. So even if I know how to use I will choose not to use AI kasi it will take some of my time. So, but you will be replaced by people, VAs, who know how to use AI.
Yeah.
So actually, I went to a conference yesterday, Friday, right? I no no
Mm.
Thursday. I went to a
Thursday.
conference on Thursday, and they talk about AI. Now, very surface level pa lang tong AI na nangyayari na trend ha. After a year too, mas dyan pa siya magbo-boom. So now na you are starting as a virtual assistant and meron ng AI, you have to make sure na i-integrate nyo na siya sa ginagawa ninyo. You have to adapt to it. Kasi
Mm-mm.
mapag-iiwanan tayo ng panahon if we don't use AI. And it doesn't matter. May mga tao din nagtatanong, okay, so if, lalo na yung mga naka-early rate, right? Let's say, 3 hours yung ginagawa yung isang task, pero bumibilis, naging 1 hour and 30 minutes na lang kasi nga nag-AI sila. Right? And that's why I recommended nga na i-package ninyo yung mga services ninyo kasi no matter kung ano yung tools na ginamit ninyo, gaano kabilis, nakapackage na yung mga services ninyo.
Can I
Nicole?
can I have second question?
Sure.
Last question, Ma'am Christy.
Let's go.
Okay, last question, Ma'am Christy, before you go. You discussed earlier about the contract to the
Mm-mm.
client. I just want to know if you apply to any kind of client, example, if I apply in a customer service or customer support, then I will do invoice to my client. If ever my project was already finished, then I'll go to another BA niche, sample, social media. I still have to do my invoice.
You still have to do your invoice.
Sa halimbawa po, hindi ba actually yung unang ano ko po sample, nag-apply po ako as a customer service. Then
One.
na-hire ako, then I will do my invoice. Correct, ma'am?
Yes.
After the project was finished, nag-apply naman ako halimbawa sa ibang niche, sa ibang ano, as a social media. I will still do it, the invoice, with the other niche.
Na natapos na?
Yes, ma'am.
Hindi na. Kasi end na yung project ninyo eh. So, if you're not working for them na, if wala ka ng active task sa kanila, hindi ka na mag-send ng invoice.
Okay. That's it, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Ayan.
Okay, so my question sa chat, what challenges did you face during your early months as a VA? During that time, nag-work pa ako sa company na pinapasukan ko. Wait, I'm trying to think ano ba yung challenges. Ako kasi yung tipo ng person na I can easily get over yung ano yung challenge eh. And kapag na-get over ko na siya, nakakalimutan ko na siya. But I feel like ang naging challenge ko during that time is time organization. Kasi nag-work pa ako during that time eh. So, anong nangyayari, pag uwi ko galing work, nag-work pa ako for my other clients, and also nag-work din ako ng weekend. So, I think yun yung naging pinaka-struggle ko during that time. Kasi meron akong full-time work, tapos meron pa akong sideline na pagiging VA. So, nadagdagan yung oras ko to work. So, wala akong masyadong time to spend with my friends. And then, but if you ask me kung ano yung ngayon na may agency ako, ano yung mga challenges, people, people ang challenges. Actually, everywhere you go, uh, anywhere you go, kahit anong industry, kahit anong work, tao talaga, di ba?
True.
Yung nagiging problema the way how you deal with people. Kasi iba-iba tayo ng personality, iba't iba ng individuality, iba-iba rin ng work ethics.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know what, looking back, praise God, wala akong masyadong naging problem with my clients during that time. Hindi ako nag-ghost. Binayaran nila ako ng tama. Yung iba nga nagbayad pa in advance kasi sabi ko nga sa inyo, pre-practice ko kagad na maningil agad. Kasi kailangan you believe in yourself talaga. Right? Okay, I have a question for those pursuing a graphic design niche. What do you usually look for when evaluating a graphic design portfolio or website? So, graphic design portfolio kasi or website. Anything that involves designing, it's very, very subjective. So, but if you are a graphic designer or website designer, of course, you have to take a screenshot of those graphic designs na ginawa ninyo and yung website, and then i-link ninyo. Kung ano ba yung graphic design na yon is ginawa nyo for a social media account, i-link ninyo kung nasa yung post na yon, and then i-link din ninyo yung screenshot ng website kung nasaan yung website na yun, kung ano yung name ng website. But always put a disclaimer na these graphic designs and website designs, they are the designs or theme that were preferred by my clients. This may not be the type that you like, the style that you like, but ang important dito kasi is meron kang questionnaire. If you're a graphic designer, website designer, meron kang questionnaire para makuha mo yung mga kailangan nila. And then ilagay mo sa disclaimer mo na, but I will have you fill out, let's say na parang intake form so that I can better understand your brand. So, but ako as a person, kasi since millennial ako, mas gusto ko yung clean looking, modern looking. Pero yung mga generation na mas older, depende kung gaano sila ka up to date din sa technology. Some of them, they like yung mga colorful or different colors. So yun, it really depends, but make sure na you put that disclaimer. Nasagot ko ba yung tanong mo, Nicole? Okay. As a business owner, do you prefer a VA having a specific niche rather than a general VA? This is a good question. Specific niche rather than a general VA. So, at Smart VAs kasi, we want to have someone na they are good at one specific skill set. Kasi it's hard then to learn everything, right? Kasi you parang you're master, or you can do everything but you're master of none, right? It's better if you focus on one thing. But of course, there are other VAs naman talaga na they can do everything, pero it's hard for them to focus on just one thing. So sa Smart VAs, we focus on just one virtual assistant na merong specific niche, but it doesn't mean na that's the only thing they can do. Let's say we look for an SEO VA kasi minsan ang SEO na VA specialist talaga yan kasi very technical lang SEO so we look for an SEO VA. That's the highlight na yan yung skill set na i-highlight namin during the interview. But most of the VAs, they specialize in something, but they can do something else as well. So a general VA kasi, this works for clients na solopreneur na gusto nila na kayang magawa lahat ng VA yung gusto nilang ipagawa. So this is also good. So actually I don't prefer any of them. It depends on my needs. But there is actually a danger din sa pagiging general VA na you can do everything nakakapagod. Nakakapagod, and then titipirin ka pa ng client mo kasi iba-iba yung skill set mo, di ba? Iba-ibang skill set, iba-ibang rate yan eh. Di ba yung rate mo as an admin VA, ibang rate ng SEO specialist kasi yung SEO technical eh. Right? So, kapag general VA ka, one lang yung rate mo. Tapos, kung ang main skill set mo pa is executive assistant, possible na yung rate mo na pagiging EA yung masunod. Pero gumagawa ka rin ng social media, gumagawa ka ng marketing strategy. Those are very different. So, it's good to learn everything, but specialize in one thing as well. Carcel Ray, when you started as a freelancer way back late 2018, what are the very first niche you had, and what are the things that helps you to seek more in order to improve? Actually, social media and website design. To be honest, guys, I'm the type of person na tamad mag-aral. My story actually, when I was in high school, I was a high school dropout actually. So, I fell in love when I was 14 years old. I had my first boyfriend. And lagi akong late sa first two subjects namin sa nung high school. Eh, yung first two subjects namin, main subjects, science and math. Di ba math? Sa umaga nila ilalagay. Di ba dapat yung gising-gising ka na? Science and math. Eh, 3 points yung mga yun. So, pag may dalawa ka main subject na na-fail, bagsak ka na. So, bumagsak ako. Eh, ayokong sabihin sa family ko na bumagsak ako. So, itinago ko. So, actually, akala nila, pumapasok na ako as a third year student, pero second year student pala ako. So, hanggang sa sinabi ko na sa family ko. And then, nag-take ako ng acceleration test. Hindi ko alam kung familiar kayo sa ALS. So, during that time, bago pa lang yan. Kami yung guinea pig ng ALS. So, sinabi ng mom ko na, okay, merong ganito, ganyan. So, napasa ko yung ALS hanggang sa nag-college na ako. I took up computer science. Pero, nagkatrabaho na ako sa BPO noon. Binabayad-bayaran ko lang din yung classmate ko para gumawa ng assignment. So, tamad talaga ako mag-aral. Ako yung tipo ng tao na pag may nakuha akong gamit sa IKEA, di ba IKEA ina-assemble? Hindi ko babasahin yung instruction. I-assemble ko yun ng sarili ko. So, ako yung tipo ng tao na very resourceful na pag tinignan ko yan, kaya ko na yan gawin. So I learned social media, and then social media, dahil nga very resourceful ako, tinastas ko lang na, okay, I think this is good, I think that is good. Wala talaga akong tinake na course. I think it really depends on you eh. Kasi if you like studying, go take an online course. Pero if you don't like studying and you know yourself na tamad ka mag-aral, you're the kind of person na you will figure it out, pero kaya mo naman talaga i-figure out, then dun ka. Kasi kung magbabayad ka ng course na mahal, nasayang ng pera mo, ayaw mo naman pala mag-aral. Right? Pero ikaw yung tipo ng tao na resourceful, go, maging resourceful ka. Do what is fit for you. Kasi hindi naman tayo pare-pareho ng learning, ng learning methodology. So, ayun, what are the things that helps you seek more in order to improve? I think ang ginawa ko dyan is asking feedback talaga from my client. And then, humanap ako ng inspiration from other social media profiles. For example, digital marketing yung social media na hinahandle ko. Maghanap ako ng other social media account na digital marketing para I can compare my work. So, ganun ginawa ko. But again, iba-iba tayo. So, if ikaw gusto mong nanonood ng video, may kakilala ako, nagkaroon na ng degree, may doctorate, may master's degree, may PhD. Lagi siyang aral na aral talaga. Sabi ko, ano ba yung ginagawa nito? So, iba-iba talaga yung tao eh. So, ito next. As a business owner, does it matter yung background experience ng applicant sa VA position, like from quality analyst to VA? Not really. For me we don't really look at yung background. As kung quality analyst ka, ibig sabihin, you are good sa attention to detail. That means you are good in coaching people. Kasi I was also a quality analyst actually sa BPO. So, ibig sabihin, you are good in coaching people kasi you tell them, di ba, dito yung na-miss mo. Dapat hindi mo yung sinabi, ganyan. You are good in coaching people. So, bank on those skill set na meron ka na. Yun yung ibenta mo sa client. But again, being a quality analyst this is not this is not really a VA role. So kailangan mo maghanap ng role as a virtual assistant na mag-match dun sa pagiging quality analyst mo. And yes, it depends then on how you present yourself, but you have to make sure na you're being real din naman. Kasi may mga ibang VA din na super confident pero hindi naman pala totoo yung sinasabi nila. 'Di ba? Pag tinanong mo, okay, so tell me one experience, blah blah. Alam na alam nila i-formulate yung sagot sa ano nila pero hindi naman pala totoo. Magaling lang sila mambola ng interviewer. Is it okay to not set a due date to the client with a given task or say I'll try it? Don't ever say I'll try it. Kailangan lagi kang firm sa sinasabi mo sa client. It depends din kung paano mo sinabi yung word na I'll try. Kasi pwede mong gamitin yung word na I'll try na convincing ka na confident ka na magagawa mo siya. So, depende kung paano mo siya ginamit. So, pero it's important na lagi kang may due date, laging may setting of expectations. Kasi pagkakabigay lang ng task ni client today, tas bukas hinanapan ka na o tapos na ba? 'Di ba? Wala ka nang na-set na expectation na parang, ay, wala naman tayo napag-usapan, 'di ba? So, kailangan dapat laging may due date. Pag sinabi ng client na, okay, bibigyan kita ngayon ng task, can you finish it tomorrow? Pag hindi ka sure na matatapos mo bukas, wag mo na sabihin na I'll try kasi mapapaasa mo lang sa si client pag hindi ka sure. Sabihin mo na, kasi alam mo naman na kung gaano ka busy, 'di ba? Alam mo na kung sino yung mga client na pagkatrabahuhan mo. So sabihin mo na, actually maybe not tomorrow. Can I finish this on this particular day? So magbigay ka na ng specific due date. What skills did you focus on learning first and what was the biggest challenge you faced when you were starting out? So actually, yung skill set kasi na ginamit ko na naging virtual assistant ako is yung skill set na meron na ako nung nag-work ako sa company, sa corporate company. So, transfer ko lang siya sa pagiging VA. So, kaya hindi ako masyadong nahirapan. So, let's say kung graphic designer ka na sa isang company, sa isang marketing company sa Pilipinas locally, you can easily transfer that to being a virtual assistant. So, meron ka na experience as a graphic designer. Pero I focus on skills na I am passionate about. And during that time, I like social media, I like creating graphics, and I love website designing as well. So, focus on the skills na you are passionate about and kaya mong gawin. Huwag kang mag-aral ng skills dahil sinabi ng kaklase mo sa VA community na to na ito yung gawin mo. Hindi, ikaw yung makakaalam kung ano yung skills na para sa'yo. For example, if you're a very creative person, you love creating graphics, tapos bigla kang sinabihan na, mag-ano ka na lang, send ng invoice. Hindi ka mag-enjoy doon kasi kailangan mo rin ma-fulfill yung dopamine sa utak mo. So, kailangan only do the things na you are passionate about. Kasi pag hindi ka passionate, mag-burnout ka.
Correct. Yeah.
Smart VA is currently hiring. Yes, we are actually always hiring. But it doesn't mean na ma-hire ka kagad. Sometimes we are for pooling.
That's good.
I'm currently working as legal assistant. Hindi po kaya ako hanapan ng educational background. Ipinush ko yung niche under legal assistant if meron pong ganun. Actually, hindi sila naghahanap eh. Ano ba yung ginagawa mong ano ba yung task na ginagawa mo as legal assistant? So, it depends kung ano yung mga tasks. Never kami naghanap actually ng diploma. Actually, education is not that, halata naman, di ba, nag-drop out ako. Education is not really that important to me unless magdo-doctor ka, maglo-lawyer ka, at least unless required. Pero kung mag-VA ka, mag-business ka, entrepreneur, going to college is not really that important.
Yes.
Ayun. So, how do you define success as a VA? Kapag nababayaran mo na yung bills mo, na kapag bakasyon ka, and na may savings ka na rin. So, I think for me, that's my definition of success as a virtual assistant, ha. And kapag nakakapag-add ka na ng value sa mga clients mo. yun lang, if hindi ka marunong maghawak ng pera, mahirap. Yun ang mahirap. Kapag malaki nga yung sahod mo sa virtual assistant, pero gastos ng gastos, dami utang, bilhin ng kung ano, Shopee ng Shopee, Lazada, wala rin mangyayari. Hindi mo rin ma-achieve yung flexibility na gusto mo kasi it's not how much you earn eh. It's about how much you save. Diba?
Yes.
Meron akong kakilala, ang laki na ng sahod sa isang buwan, 200,000. Before, ang sahod lang niya, 50,000. Nung 50,000 yung sahod niya, mas may naipon pa siya. Ngayon, 200,000 na wala na, nagkautang pa siya. Kasi the more money you have, it's a responsibility. You have to be a good steward of your money.
That's true.
So,
Yes.
legal daw siya, gumagawa siya ng affidavits, deed of sales, nag-organize ng mga cases. Hindi ka naman, I don't think kahanapan ka ng background. Actually, maraming mga online legal na rin na lawyer na they establish their business online. So, you will be a good assistant for them actually.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, wala na bang hahabol? So, I think, no, we have asked a lot of questions. Meron pa bang humahabol ng questions?
Carolina. As newbie in
Yeah.
this VA industry from CNA caregiver to VA to B and enjoy doing social media posting and podcasting, is there a specific job in VA industry related to this passion? So you enjoy doing social media posting and podcasting? Is there a specific job in VA industry related to this passion? Yeah, you can be a social media VA and a podcast editor VA. Do we train and hire? So actually, yung Smart VA's Academy, merong free courses doon, meron ding paid courses, pero hindi siya ganun kamahal, mga 500 pesos lang. Meron kaming social media, SEO, website designer, design go high level, and then you will be coached by some of our coaches as well. And then if you finish yung academy, you will actually be prioritized to join Smart VAs kasi at least homegrown ka and then na-coach ka nung mga coach namin. How did I land my first client daw? Sa Instagram, yung kwento ko kanina na nag-outreach lang ako sa Instagram. Yeah, we're actually using Go High Level sa Smart VAs.
Yay! I've been looking for a free, actually not free course, kahit paid course for Go High Level. So now that you said that, I'll enroll. Yan. So I think yung mga questions ninyo, you can maybe once we get with our very beautiful guest coach, no? Thank you so much. Talagang I've been praying for this, Christy, because the time when I met her in Northgate Church, once lang ako nakapag-attend and then the next day we have to drive back to Missouri. That's why hindi ako naka-attend ng fiesta nung in-invite
Oo,
mo.
sayang.
Yeah, I was like, ba't di tayo kaagad kasi pumunta dito sa Ohio? Sabi ko ganun kay Wendell. So but the good thing is I was able to visit 10 states. We were driving through. So pinasyal niya ako even in Encounter Arc in Kentucky. Yun yung main namin. It was so good and so refreshing sa atin yon. Yeah. I don't want to keep you too much. Coach Christy, all that you have shared with us here was so, talagang, I agree on everything, no? It's true. That's why, ikaw talaga yung in-invite ko to be a guest coach para ma-justify yung lahat ng sinishare ko sa kanila during our training sessions.
Di ba sila naniniwala?
I think they do, but but the thing is that they will hear it from a person who became a freelancer and then now a founder of not just one agency but two agency is something. So this is to pump up their confidence then, no? And also me learning that you have Go High Level, so I want to get that course. It's not for me to gain I just want the knowledge, just like you. I did not graduate college na 4-year degree course. I was sharing this to them. I'm just a 2-year degree associate graduate and now I'm earning 6-digit. Pero hindi ko gusto sabihin kasi baka ma-BIR. Alam mo na. Joke lang. But the good thing is there is hope for everybody. There is a job for everybody. Gaya nga ng sinabi ni Chrissy kanina, proactive. Be proactive, reliable, trust. Trust is the main, trust is the main thing, no? And being 11 years in this company, it's not a joke, no? But it pays off. Yon, it pays off as I could tell in a simple words, no? So, before we release you, I would like to pray for you if that's okay. Yeah. Lord God, we thank you for this I will call her Wonder Woman, a woman that is indeed a Proverbs 31 woman, molded, called, used by you, Lord. Her heart of generosity that you have put in her right now, Lord God, is making a difference to everybody, Lord. Even in our from zero to VA Hero family, Lord God, we really appreciate her inspiring stories. And we pray, Father, that you will bless her indeed and expand her territory, just like what Jabez prayed for, Lord God. Thank you. And in Jesus' name we pray. Amen and amen. Thank you, Christy. We love you so much.
You know, as much as I have added value to you guys, you have added value to me as well kasi I really want to share my experience because I love helping other people. So if you have any questions, feel free to message me. And of course, nandiyan naman si Jennifer, but don't hesitate to reach out anytime. But you guys, kayang-kaya nyo yan. Basta kapalan ng mukha and make sure na it's something that really want to do. Kasi if hindi nyo siya gustong gawin, hindi nyo kakapalan ang mukha nyo. Hindi kayo magiging desperate. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah,
Have a great
thank you.
weekend.
And you deserve a very beauty sleep right now. And we hope that next time I might invite you for the next batch.
Yes, I would love that. Yes, let me know.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And
Bye.
I told you something about the scholarship. We will give scholarship.
Sige, sige.
Yeah,
Sige,
I'll
thank
let you know. Thank you. Love you so much.
Love you too. Love
Bye.
you guys. Bye.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah. Oh, 'di ba? Nakakaano ba? Breath of fresh air coming from a CEO, founder of two companies. Nagulat ako when I was going back reading her biography. She has been featured in the 700 Club for 4 times. 4 episodes yung ano niya. She grew up on a not so good background, no? But look at her now. So, if siya hindi nag-stop, what more kayo, 'di ba? That's why please make sure na this training that we are undergoing right now, and I would encourage you to go to the trainings that she has. Merong free training course siya, meron siyang paid training course, no? But the good news is itong family natin, we will be awarding some of you. I just hope we can do for everyone, pero we will be awarding some of you a free course for from Smart VAs, no? And this is the good thing. Kapag nag-avail kayo ng free course sa kanila, they will put you in their VA pool na sinasabi, and they will match you sa mga clients nila. You can go to her website, learn more about her, learn more about the company, and I know in this batch, meron siyang maha-hire sa inyo. Yan. So, we're so glad that she was with us. Alam niyo, kabado ako kanina umaga. Sabi ko, Lord, sabi ko, sana dumating siya, kako. But she's a woman of her word. And, surprisingly, a portion of her income, sabi nga niya 7 digit, ang 7 digit niya hindi peso, it's dollars. Okay? And having 70 plus na team is not a joke, no? So I was really impressed by her, no? Nakaka-encourage siya. So although ako ayoko na magdagdag ng client kasi dito sa client ko satisfied na ako, but you guys really, no, I hope ano kayo ng ano sa kanya ng ano yung tawag nito, inspiration, nakahugot kayo ng inspiration from Christy. I'm trying to look for her follow her in Instagram, finalo ko na siya, and then in LinkedIn, follow her as well. That way, pati yung Smart VA, follow ninyo. That way, you will be able to connect with them gaya nung tinuro niya sa atin kanina, no? Ang galing, no? So, wala tayong 3 to 5 mamaya. This is it. I think you are already full. Di ba? Nakakabusog, di ba? Nakakabusog. I'm so excited, no? And isipin mo, akala ko si Mark Zuckerberg lang ang drop out. But this is a Filipina speaking like Mark Zuckerberg and other people who are making difference in the industry of the virtual workspace right now. So let's be proud to be Filipino VAs. Okay? So I love you all, kayong lahat, and we are excited. We will see you next Saturday. This is recorded, by the way, for those who are asking, kasi talagang inano ko na i-record. Give me some time to edit it, and then we will post it in YouTube so you can go back to it again. Ang dami niyang mga tinuro na talagang, oo nga, no? Diba? Yung mga ganon. So, be inspired by it. And then those of you who have not completed yet your task, actually those tasks are company-based tasks. Kumbaga parang i-intern na rin kayo, no? So, you may be completing the training course, but you are not able to complete the task, then you will not get the 2 certificates that we are providing. Okay? And then also, that will affect your, kung makukwalify ka ba dun sa free na scholarship na ipoprovide ng ating team. Ayan. So, kasi kami ni Wendell, we dedicated na we really wanted you to push you to kumbaga parang ilabas ninyo yung mga gift ninyo. Come on, you have all the gifts inside you. You just don't know. It really needs just somebody to push you to that door and enter into the virtual world. Okay? Yung question kanina ni Ma'am Christina, I would like to answer, no? AI may replace a VA if a VA doesn't know how to use AI. Okay. Ano ba yung mga AI na yon? Just a quick note. AI, isa doon is Notebook LM. That's an AI tool. Isa doon is ChatGPT. That's why yung mga sinishare ko resources sa inyo, go and use them because those are included on the AI. Kung makikita nyo sa Facebook, they are mentioning about Cursive, learn AI in 28 days, but actually, you are just the one doing. They will not spoon feed you. But as here, we are giving it to you. All you have to do is jump and kumbaga parang binibigyan namin kayo ng ingredient. Ayan. All you have to do is go to the stove and cook it para malasahan nyo kung ano lasa ng food. Diba? So, everyone, again, thank you so much. It's 11 a.m. and I will release you with so much blessing and opportunity that you will become a VA. Hindi na lang aspiring. Kumbaga parang VA na ako. Ayan. So, God bless you, everybody. This is recorded. Wait for it. God bless. Bye.
Thank you, Coach.
You're most welcome.
Yes.
Nakapag-picture ba tayo, Coach Jane? Meron naman tayong pictures, no? Kanina. Okay. Yan. Okay. I-off ko na. I-end ko na pala yung call. Ayan. End ko muna pala yung recording. God bless you, everybody. Have a nice weekend. Bye!